Well, hello, I'm Ross Dowling from Edith Cowan University in Western Australia, and I'm presenting this presentation on the Murchison georegion, a potential aspiring geopark in Western Australia. Apart from my role at the university, I am also a director of ideology, which works on tourism development around the world, and also I am the vice president of Geoparks WA. Together with my wife Wendy, we've carried out a lot of geotourism development in a number of countries. Top left, Oman 2010, then Zhejiang, China 2014, Fish River Canyon in Namibia 2017, and then in 2019, at the request of the president of Uzbekistan, we ran a geotourism and geoparks workshop there. So we've been around. I want to talk about georegions and geoparks, and we're talking specifically about the Murchison georegion, but I'll talk about aspiring geoparks, Australian geoparks, and a UNESCO global geopark. Now, on the next thing that we need to know is that geotourism is not ecotourism, and it's not geological tourism. Geotourism has the ABC components: the abiotic or non-living parts of the environment, the earth, geology, landscapes and landforms, and the sky, astronomy and climate. The biotic parts are the living parts of the environment, both plants, flora and animals, fauna, and also the culture, the people, past and present. So this is the makeup of geotourism's world. The Murchison georegion and aspiring geopark is in the outback of Western Australia, situated between Carnarvon in the blue north and Geraldton in the south. So it's in that Midwest development part of Western Australia, and it involves 7 shires, all highlighted there in red, bigger than the state of Victoria. It all started back in 2009 when the Forum Advocating Cultural and Ecotourism in Western Australia ran a conference there and suggested we should have geotourism there. We then developed a framework for making geotourism happen. We did that in 2010. In 2015, the Midwest Development Commission, which is like a agency of the WA state government, it put forward a blueprint for the region, which included having geotourism and a geopark. We then progressed it from there with a regional workshop in the town of Mount Magnet in 2000. Then in 2019, we carried out some site identification there. In 2020, we informed the community of exactly what we're doing and made sure we tried to engage them. And then on the 18th of September last year, so less than 6 months ago, we launched the Murchison georegion on Friday, the 18th of September. And that included a community workshop in the center there, and on the right-hand side, an astrophotography field visit at night that evening. So all very integrating of the geology, the plants, the animals, and the culture. Involved in the launch was Jorgen Jensen, the president of the Shire of Mount Magnet, and you can see there the Murchison georegion banners surrounding the Geoparks WA banner in the centre. Dr. Alan Briggs, a member of the Geological Society of Australia and president of Geoparks WA, he was also involved in the launch. What we launched was the Murchison georegion trail guide book, and so this guide book here, the cover on the left and some examples on the right. And we, at the same time, we launched the Murchison georegion app, which you can download onto any mobile device, and then once you've got it, you can take that with you through the region. So it explains the geology, explains the fauna, flora, connection to culture, and also where the nearest towns are, petrol, accommodation, facilities, etc. So some of the geological attractions that are out there include London Bridge, which is in slide 19, natural bridge, Wilga Rock, which is one of the biggest rocks in the whole of Australia and is a sacred site also for the Aboriginal people. And it's got this fascinating orbicular granite, which is also located in the region and which people come to from all over the world. Peace Gorge is another granite gorge here, which is spectacular, but it is known as Peace Gorge because of the after World War I, the local people held a meeting there to celebrate peace. Now, during the launch of the Murchison georegion, we had a field trip into Battlemar country, into the granites there, and you can see that there's a sign on the main road indicating where to go. There's some wonderful Aboriginal signs that have been in the area. And so there's a lot of description about the area and what it means to the Aboriginal people. And so that is here in this slide 26. You can see here the great designs there. And in the background there, a statue that's been erected to the Aboriginal people. So there it is, a greater look with my wife Wendy standing beside it for size. Quite an imposing sight on the landscape in the outback of Western Australia. And at night, a photograph taken by Richard there showing it under the stars. The launch of the Murchison georegion had a lot of publicity, including a 2-page spread in the West Australian, and it was also for 24 hours on nationwide ABC television news with the Shire President, top left, Vince Jones from the Battlemar Land Aboriginal Corporation, top right, bottom left, Paul Jones, the pastoralist, on whose station is the orbicular granite, and myself explaining a bit about the georegion. And what we're trying to do is drive people to the outback. Now, there's been a lot of promotion also of the Murchison in a local holiday guide, which picks up the ABC components, the abiotic, geology and astronomy, the biotic, wildflowers and wildlife, and the cultural, the Aboriginal experience. So the Murchison's ABC are not only its rocks, wildflowers and art, but also its events like the Astro Rocks Festival, which is held every year in Mount Magnet in September. And so we're well underway with this Murchison georegion, putting a focus on the geology and the outback. Here is the local visitor centre with the Murchison georegion banner out the front. Georegion merchandise inside, and finally, I just want to say, so the next step now is 1, we've established the Murchison georegion. 2, it is the start of a regional development journey. And 3, the end point will be the creation of a UNESCO Global Geopark. And here's some of the brochures here, which are about the region and its geology. So on the left, the Shire of Yalgoo, the outback and Murchison georegion starts here. The second one in is Mount Magnet, the geo hub of the Murchison region. The golden outback there in the centre, the regional planner. Welcome to Sandstone with its London Bridge, fourth one across, and then the Shire of Wiluna on the right-hand side. So in conclusion, the Murchison georegion is well established. It is now a potential aspiring geopark, and our aim is to have it become one of the first aspiring geoparks, then national or Australian geoparks, and finally UNESCO Global Geoparks in Australia. Thanks for listening, and I hope that you are able to keep in touch. My email address is at the bottom there. Thank you.